Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. I've got exciting news. We've been going through the speakers that came in. We had a few different models that we checked out, and we do have a prototype speaker. That is really good news. It feels really good to have something in hand now to be testing out and to be tweaking and adding features to. But this is the prototype speaker. Let me see if I can get the light right on there. So there it is. That is so exciting that we have found a unit. Let's see here. There you go. As you can see, there are a few key features already on board with it. Let's go over it here now in a little bit of detail. So when you do have the microphone, there's actually two microphone inputs, one at an 1/8 inch jack, so like the lapel microphones or the microphone that comes with the Litech mini effects that would work in here. In that first one, mic 1. Also, there's a mic 2, which is a 1/4 inch jack. We are going to be testing out the speaker in all kind of different tests. One being, I want to see if we can plug in other instruments to this microphone, 2 1/4 inch jack. That would be a nice feature, guitar or maybe an effects pedal, that type of thing. We're going to be testing that. We have the power on there and the volume for the main speaker. It has the echo effects in the middle, mic volume here. One thing that's really key about the echo effects is that you'll notice there's only one knob for effects. Let's see here, if you're familiar with the Litech Mini effects, it had a knob for effects that turned your effects louder or softer. And then it had the 3 knobs that uh, change the settings of the effect. This unit here doesn't have separate controls. So that's one thing that's a key feature of a simplification of that. There's more going on with this knob than just volume control. As it's implemented greater and greater, as it's turned, it's this one here, as it's turned up, as you will, it does get louder, but it also adds more depth to the effect. Something along the lines of maybe being in a room versus like a hall or a cave. It kind of adds more, uh, would it be more echoes or like the delay, more delays, like it kind of, I forget all the different terms, but there's some of them on the mini effects where uh, it kind of lasts longer, the dwell and different things on that. So it kind of, as you do the one knob, it kind of goes up and down of how much effect you want. It does have a Bluetooth capability from a cell phone or device. So right here, once that's connected to a Bluetooth, you can push play, pause, or go forward and backward between the tracks. Also, it does have memory cards over here. So it has like a mini SD card or a USB. So something like this, or they have ones that aren't quite as large that could plug into here, like so. Those can hold sound files, so you can just run backing tracks right off of those cards. But also, if you have a card in place, I have yet to test this feature, but there is a record function. So this one here, and this is all features that have come from the manufacturer. Their engineering team has already put this board together, which is why we were able to get something in hand, a product to test out as quickly as we did. If we had to create this from scratch, there's a lot of tooling costs and different things that kind of it takes a little bit longer for those processes to occur and then get a final product. But it does have a recording function I want to test out. I would imagine it's uh, maybe not as useful for a live setting, but you could record a given song, possibly the backing. I don't know if it is only the microphone input or if it includes backing track on that recording. Excited to test that out. But you have to have a memory card or a USB card flash drive plugged in order to record. Also, there is a radio function. If you notice that there's an FM button right here, and there's also a small antenna. So it actually plays radio. Mode wise, I think it just goes between Bluetooth, radio, and aux, which it does have an aux in. So you can plug directly to a cell phone or any other device with an aux in for backing tracks. It has USB-C charging right there. And what else? It's got metal spots for a strap. The speaker itself is larger, so it has a amount of sound loudness to it that's really good for this size speaker. It also has a bass port in the back, which allows it to have a greater lower response, so not just higher end frequencies, it can also have the lower end frequencies to some degree, right? Any kind of speaker of this size, there's limitations to how far bass response you can get versus like a larger unit. Some items that I am going to be looking into adding, because I'm curious to see how to implement it, but I'm positive I already have some designs in the works, is I'd like to add a mic out, so probably right over here or maybe over here. And what that would allow you to do is to plug in your microphone and then take a line of that microphone feed out to, say, a loop pedal. And then the intent is to loop it back to the unit, possibly use even this this input here. I have yet to test it because I have to put first the out in and then test it, see if it actually can work to go back in this way, or if we had to put another input somewhere over here. I think that would be a really great feature to have, because you'd also then be able to go out to other effects pedals and then come back in. And you could even have this turned off. If you didn't want the onboard reverb, you could go to your reverb and then come back to the speaker, which I think would be a great feature to have. Another feature that I'm wanting to add is over here, some kind of out from the speaker out, so very much like the mini effects. The Lightech Mini Effects had that headphone out. I want to put something similar here. I'm leaning towards not turning off the main speaker. That way you could still have both. So we'll have to test that out and see, you know, if that's possible, or if it would turn off the speaker and just give you a headphone out only. But that would allow you to send all your effects and all your sound to an outside speaker, possibly even across the room, or set up some kind of array with multiple speakers around the room for like surround sound or something, you know, so a really cool experience. So we're testing out some different options there, but really excited to actually have a unit in hand and add those extra features. Trying to think of anything else from the speaker itself. Oh, I did want to show you, I have to grab it real quick. I think I left it over here. So here's the mini effects, as many people already own one, but there's many folks that might not have owned one as well. Just the size comparison between the two is right there, very similar. The new speaker is thicker than the Lightech, but that's due to the larger speaker size and also the needed enclosure size for bass response and full frequency response. So this has already been designed by the engineering team over at the manufacturer, and they've already sized that for the correct response for the speaker. Other than that, trying to think. Oh, I was able, another upgrade that I'm going to be doing, and I've already successfully done on this speaker, is swapping out for a different driver. So the driver that comes with it it sounds good. It's this one here. But as many of you might have heard in one of my past updates, I had found a driver that I thought sounded really good from all the speaker drivers that I've tested. And so I've put this driver into this unit. They're very similar. They're the same size as far as this goes. But as you see, this one here is a bigger, it's a bigger, the part at the back, which has that's where most of the weight is much bigger on the one that came with it versus the one that sounds better. And so what that gives you is it makes it even lighter, which is great. This unit right now is coming to about 1 pound or 1.3 pounds total, and the very comparable to the mini effects. So I liked where that's going as well. Let's see. I wanted to go over the miking solution as well as what we have so far. So we have a hard shell case that's coming with our mics and has a clip that can go on a strap or on the flute bag. And the mic just kind of sits in there, or it can go in these pouches. So it has these zipper compartments, and that's kind of meant to hold any kind of extra wires, any kind of these connectors, anything really at all that you might need to carry with you in your flute bag. It can be carried right here. And what we're doing for the microphone solution is something just like this. So it is it's small, you know, which is doesn't take up a lot of visual space, and it has a small clip on it as well, so it can be moved around easily from flute to flute. A couple connectors so that it could connect to the flute. One is a spike connector that can go under the totem strap that's existing on the flute. And another is this style connector, which is kind of like a rectangle. It can go on that, and this would work on a lot of other flute styles. Transverse flute styles, it could work on a metal flute. I haven't tested it on there. I don't happen to own a metal flute, but whistles, you know, flutes without totem straps, this would be the clip to use. And I can kind of demonstrate that real quick of how it would work. So there's even Native American style flutes that are like this, that the totem, the space right there isn't very large enough to put this kind of spike into. And so how it would work is that this would be wrapped around here. And you want to use the soft side of the Velcro, and this would slide on. See if I can show it right in the, so slide on there and go over top. And so now this is sitting on the soft Velcro. So the plastic itself is not touching the flute. This can be arranged a little bit, and we'll put the microphone clipped on there, and this spins around to line up with the placements that is preferred for the flute. This one, I put it off to the side a little bit, really close to the sound hole. The microphone is optimized for close miking, so it doesn't get overwhelmed with the higher pressure levels. And also in that kind of arrangement, it doesn't feed back as much because it's not optimized for picking up all sound. It's more closer. It's grabbing the louder sound. You certainly could use a lapel microphone with this unit. It just may feed back more depending on the mic. Some people have done a lapel on the shirt. So we haven't tested all those different styles, but any kind of close miking with a like a speaker on the waist or like on a strap, you have feedback issues. So if you are using a lapel on the shirt, you might have to put the speaker a little bit further away so that it doesn't feed back. But that's how a little flute would work there. For the clip or the spike, this is a 3D mock-up of it actually does work as far as that's concerned, but of a Native American style flute that has the larger totem strap. So a spike could be placed right here, and then, you know, the microphone positioned, or recently I've been testing it out where you could put it in even from this direction and clipping the mic kind of like this. So a lot of things are possible there. If this was the case, we would most likely pull the microphone out and let it hang a little bit further down so it's closer to the sound hole there. See if the lighting's good. There you go. So just kind of putting in exactly where you need to be. Another great feature of the way the miking system works is that it can work with a transverse flute. So there's many folks that, such as also myself, that don't play just the Native American style. We play like the transverse or side blown flutes as well, or other style world flutes. And this miking system also works with the transverse as well. Let's see. So it doesn't take up a lot of visual space, which I like, and these can be easily moved around flute to flute. So you could have multiple flutes and move the mic around pretty quickly between songs. All right. Oh, there's also this. So we plan to ship a extension cord with the mics as well, so that if for some reason you want the mic a little bit further away from you, you can plug in and still reach the speaker. If you don't want to carry it on your body, you want to put it on a table or maybe on a stand of some nature. Other than that, I think that's basically it. So as far as time frames go, I know with seeing a product in hand, it's really exciting. But I do want to let you know it is a demo product, so I still have to incorporate those changes to it. I have to do all the different testing that I want to do before I know that it's ready to go. And other than that, I would imagine get through that process. It could be 1.5, 2 months of kind of that process and verified that we have all the features in hand. And at that point, I mean, I don't see any other things that would be a blockade to like go ahead and bring something to market for everyone that's been waiting. Most likely, what I plan to do is open up the wait list for orders. So that could be 50, 70, spots open for orders. There is a limit there. I will have to cut it off because I will be making these updates myself for this first batch. I intend to, after I finalized all the edits that we want to do, to talk to manufacturers and find somebody who can do it in-house and kind of cut down on that cost, and also just have it already ready to go once it comes. And then we could be able to produce more quickly for all the people that need it. But initially, we're going to do that smaller batch, like 50, 70 units, somewhere in there. Just make sure that everyone on the current wait list is able to access one who's been waiting, and then let's kind of go from there. We do have other exciting announcements that are coming up. So please feel free to continue to like and subscribe, so you can get all the updates that are coming. But also, if I do have your email, I'll be sending that out, and I will post here in the Facebook group as well. So thank you everyone for all the feedback I've gotten. It's been very helpful along this process in figuring out what features to include, what features to possibly not include yet. And for anyone that has questions as far as more what is it, like more effects, like I've talked about with the Trailblazer unit, I was wanting to create more effects, not just would it be not just a reverb, have more of the delay effects, possibly some octave effects, some different phasing. I still plan to push that forward and design that into a unit or have some kind of separate effects unit for the future. But that takes a little bit more process. I have to get that manufactured from scratch because nothing like that exists on the market, but planning to continue forward. So there's going to be a lot of exciting things that come out for all of us in the flute community. And please reach out with any questions. If ever there's any thing that comes up where you a lesson learned or just some feedback, let us know so we can address those things and continue to refine the product as it needs to. But everyone have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you here on the next update, maybe a month and a half or 2 months when this thing's ready to go. Oh, what I will end up doing before it's ready to go, I will do some samples. Once it's all the updates are done and I've verified it, I'll do some sound clips so I can show everybody kind of how the functions work and everything. So we can kind of see what it's capable of. But everyone have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk here on, coming up maybe next month or so.